8 News at 5 starts now.
Thanks for joining us. Our top story right now at 5. The FBI arrests 2 men suspected of plotting to shoot up local churches and synagogues. Federal investigators believe the men wanted to ignite a race war right here in our community.
Undercover agents foiled that alleged plot.
We are covering all angles of the story tonight. We do have some team coverage.
We begin tonight with 8 News reporter Kristen Smith, who's live at the federal courthouse. Kristen, what can you tell us?
Well, Juan and Amy, this is some scary stuff. It all started after the FBI got a tip that the men were getting together to allegedly plan that attack. So agents went undercover as illegal arms dealers, working to sell the men the weapons they would need to carry it out. But once the money for guns changed hands, they nabbed their suspects. Federal court documents revealed the frightening details of a deadly plot. Members of an alleged white supremacy group planning on shooting or bombing occupants of black churches and Jewish synagogues. On Sunday, FBI agents raided this home in Chesterfield and arrested one of the men allegedly behind the attacks. He's 34-year-old Robert Curtis Doyle.
Wow, it's hard to believe.
Neighbors on this quiet street say they didn't know Doyle, that he and his family kept to themselves.
We're just a very quiet neighborhood and had no idea that this was being contemplated at the corner.
This is the second suspect in the plot, 33-year-old Ronald Beasley Cheney III. Federal agents served a warrant on his Highland Springs home over the weekend as well. A third man implicated in this case is Charles David Halderman, who's 30. According to the court documents, Halderman and the others also planned on killing a local silver jewelry dealer, robbing an armored car, and doing harm to a gun store owner in Virginia. Now, all 3 men are convicted felons. 2 right now are charged with conspiracy to possess weapons after being convicted of a felony. The third man, Charles Halderman, is charged with conspiracy to commit robbery. All 3 are in custody and could face additional charges. Our team coverage continues now with 8 News reporter Jonathan Costin.
Hey, Kristen, earlier today I had the honor of meeting a very young rabbi. She's only 28 years old, but she learned about hatred at a much younger age.
Becoming a rabbi, I know that when I go to work, there could be a person motivated by hate who decides that's my last day going to work.
Rabbi Hoover Sachs learned about hatred at a very young age, so news of the recent FBI arrest do not surprise her.
When I was 11 years old, living in Sacramento, California, my synagogue was firebombed among 2 other synagogues by white supremacists. So, you know, before I was even a teenager, I knew that there were people who would try to attack your place of worship just because you weren't like them.
The threat of violence being close in our area once again hits close to home.
It was a bit of a surprise. Unfortunately, it's not something that's so unheard of that there's a white supremacist group planning to attack African-American churches and Jewish synagogues. It was more personal knowing that that includes the synagogue that is currently my place of worship and my place of employment.
I'm told Sachs is the only female rabbi in our area. Now, her congregation is somewhat small and intimate, but they're very cautious and they're very aware of security. Reporting live from Richmond, Jonathan Costin, 8 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Kristen. Of course, this is a developing situation and we'll continue to gather new details.
We have coverage from Chesterfield County continuing on our website, WRIC.com. And remember, we're always on social media. Find us on Facebook and Twitter. Last night, we all know what happened. The skies opened up, just soaking our area. Today, we got a little bit of a break from the rain, but there was still a little drizzle out there.
It's just only a little bit of a break. John's in now with a look at our storm tracker forecast. What's happening on the radar here?
Well, again, you know, the steady rainfall has packed up and left. We still had drizzle this afternoon. We were coming into work. It was kind of sprinkly out there.
Yeah.
And this has been a pretty wet day across the area. Let's go ahead and show you. You can see some rainfall amounts for us well over an inch across much of the area. Some of the darker blues, upwards of 1.5 inches of rain for us here. Now, Richmond and points eastward have stayed cool all day long. 57 degrees for us. It's only the mid-50s over in the northern neck. But look to our southeast, to our west. The clouds broke up a little bit comfortably into the middle 60s over us. As the clouds break tonight because of all the moisture around, there will be some fog, and we're looking at low temperatures down in the upper 40s. A better day if you're looking for sunshine, is headed your way tomorrow and Thursday. And we'll give you the details coming up.
Thank you, John. We turn now to breaking news in Colonial Heights. We've just learned a grand jury has indicted a former church volunteer, a former church youth group volunteer, with 7 felonies. Jeffrey Clark is his name. He's facing 2 counts of indecent liberties with a child, 3 counts of aggravated sexual battery, and 2 counts of indecent liberties with a child by a custodian. Clark, we're told, volunteered at Emmanuel Baptist Church. He is behind bars tonight. Happening right now where you live, fast food workers are demanding a minimum wage of $15 an hour. These are live pictures from outside Richmond City Hall. Fight for 15 demonstrations are being held in 270 cities across the country this evening. 8 News reporter Matthew McClellan is there. He'll bring us a live report in our next half hour of 8 News. The Virginia Tech community is responding to a campus threat to kill all Muslims. Last week's message in a Price Hall bathroom read, quote, "I will be here 11/11/2015 to kill all Muslims," end quote. Students and staff are holding a rally tonight on the drill field in response. Organizers say Virginia Tech is unafraid of its diversity. Campus police are still investigating.
And back here at home, West Main Street back open after Richmond police had to block off that area today. We brought this to you as breaking news today at noon. The fantastic thrift store there on Main Street was evacuated due to a possible gas leak. No leak, though, was ever found. Shortly after, police closed the street between Allen and Meadow. We're still working on getting more information again, though that area is back open to drivers and pedestrians. Also, a crime alert from Richmond tonight. Detectives believe the man in these surveillance photos is involved in multiple bank robberies, including the Wells Fargo on West Carey Street and an attempted robbery at the Gateway Bank on Patterson Avenue.
Last night in Henrico, police say a man who indicated he had a weapon robbed a convenience store here on East Parham Road. We're told he fled on foot toward London Town with cash. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Also in Henrico, police are charging 20-year-old Quinshawn Grady with felony child neglect. A month ago, he took a 2-month-old girl to Chippenham Hospital for a head injury. Suspicious staff notified police. She has since been released.
Coyotes spotted in Central Virginia. Check out these photos posted on Facebook by the James River Park System. Wildlife officials write, 2 years of game camera work finally confirm Canis lantris as a player in the park fauna. Size, leg length, and fur say it is not a red or a gray fox. This is the second wild canine species for that park. News where you live in Petersburg. Just 6 days on the job, the acting superintendent of schools is speaking out about her plans for the troubled district. 8 News anchor Avajoy Burnett is in our studio now with more details. Avajoy.
Well, Amy, Dr. Linda Shiflett came out of retirement to work with Petersburg Public Schools while they find a new permanent superintendent. Shiflett says she will continue to improve on the successes of the year-round schools while her staff studies possibly expanding that program to all schools. Dr. Shiflett says she will be focusing on providing a good foundation for students in elementary and middle schools. She also wants to focus on keeping good teachers in the district while also building morale. She's already had meetings with parents and other community leaders, but her biggest challenge will be with the high school. The graduation rate there has fallen drastically over the last year. She wants to provide extra resources to keep those kids from dropping out.
So when young people aren't in school, they're not learning. And when they're not learning and they eventually come back to school, then, you know, they're so far behind that they many times end up dropping out.
Dr. Shiflett took the job on an interim basis after the previous superintendent, Dr. Joseph Melvin, resigned. She worked in Hampton schools for 41 years. Avajoy Burnett, 8 News.
Henrico Public Schools' Uninitiative campaign is back. The district is now collecting ideas for next year. HCPS is paying employees to say what they don't like about work. That's all in an attempt to make schools more efficient. Submissions are due on Friday.
A consumer alert now for cybercrime. Crooks are threatening, I should say, to hold your computer hostage with programs called ransomware. Computer experts say viruses delivered primarily by email can scramble your documents and files, effectively holding your data for ransom. The crooks demand payment to restore those files.
It tells you right here your files are encrypted. You did not pay in time for the decryption. That's why the decryption price increased 2 times. At the moment, the cost of decrypting your files is $1,400 US or euros.
Experts say even if you do pay up, it's unlikely the thieves will restore your files. Your best bet, be sure to have an antivirus software loaded and install a firewall. Also, back up your computer files in the cloud or on a hard drive. In this digital age, parents are facing another cyber scare. 8 News anchor Christina Fieriksen now with that. Christina?
Well, some call it the creepiest corner of the internet, a collection of baby pictures swiped from other people's social media accounts.
We constantly Facebook, Instagram, and tweet, sharing our lives with the world. But what if some of your most precious online moments, like capturing a baby's laugh, were taken and used in someone's twisted fantasy world?
And it's absolutely petrifying.
Lindsay Paris is among hundreds of parents who found their baby's photo had been reposted online by a stranger.
It's like playing house online.
Using variations of the hashtag #BabyRP, these users role-play as the babies, making up fake names and stories for others to play along.
Totally panicked, didn't know what they were doing, and I had no idea what to do next. Like, she was saying, "Isn't my child so cute?" And her friends were like, yeah, he's adorable, I love the red hair.
They're stealing somebody else's baby's photo is just strange on so many different levels.
Gary Rotefuss is a family counselor. He sees this trend as a result of kids growing up in the digital age, glued to their phones.
But the impression I was getting is that it's mostly teenage girls who probably are coming from broken homes, who have a lot of stress in their lives, who are searching for families and have a tremendous emotional void to fill.
They may have their account set to private, but the person following them does not, so then the people following them can see them.
Cyber expert Jerry Prophet says the best way to keep people from claiming your intimate moments as theirs is to think twice before posting.
Do you really want to put your child's picture out there in the bathtub? No, because there is someone out there that's using that photo, that information for bad, perverted things.
You can make your Facebook private or lock down your Instagram feed, but even that might not be enough to protect your pictures. Juan?
Thank you, Christina. New digital landscape out there. This year's child booster seat ratings are out. Coming up next, we'll show you how your seat lined up. We'll have the numbers next.
And it's called Cheerios Protein, but how much protein is really in there? Is it enough to justify the name? You may be surprised too by the amount of another ingredient. And 8 News is calling all coats. It's that time of year again. Make a donation to Coats for Kids by dropping off a gently used jacket at any Puritan Cleaners. You are watching 8 News at 5, covering the news where you live.
I love the twinkly lights of rush hour, people going home, the sun is setting. From Falmouth to the Fan, we're bringing you the news where you live, and we return in a moment. Welcome back. Tonight, General Mills is facing a lawsuit for its new Cheerios Protein. That cereal claims to be packed with protein. A consumer group says it's packed with sugar. For the same 200 calories, regular Cheerios has 6 grams of protein. Cheerios Protein has 6.7 grams, but also a whopping 16 grams of sugar. In a statement, General Mills tells ABC News, quote, Cheerios Protein is accurately labeled. An equal amount of Cheerios Protein contains 18% more protein by weight than original Cheerios. They did not respond to repeated questions about the sugar content.
A health alert. Now, do you know someone who is skinny fat? It could actually be more fatal than being fat. A new study found that people who weighed a normal amount for their height but who were obese around their middles were more likely to die than people with any other body type. Researchers think the type of fat accumulation is associated with risk factors for cardiovascular disease and diabetes. The latest ratings around for best and worst children's booster seats, and of the 23 models available this year, the IIHS gives 20 of them a best bet rating. The Institute study focuses on seatbelt fit. For a look at how a booster seatbelt should fit, check out the links mentioned page on our website, WRIC.com.
It's beginning to feel a bit like Black Friday. Big box retailers already releasing previews of their holiday sales. Some, though, are fighting the Christmas creep. 8 News anchor Christina Fieriksen brings us a consumer alert.
H&M is joining the list of businesses that will close their doors for Thanksgiving Day. The fashion retailer says all U.S. stores will be closed to give store employees a chance to spend time with their families. Nordstrom also taking a stand. Its stores will not be open on Thanksgiving Day, and there will be no Christmas decorations in Nordstrom stores until the day after Thanksgiving. Staples will also stay closed on Thanksgiving. REI is closing on Black Friday. Now, on the flip side, Target, Macy's, and Sears, they will all open at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving. Toys R Us is actually going to one-up them, opening their doors at 5 p.m. Best Buy will be open from 5 p.m. until 1 a.m. on Thursday, then take a break, open again at 8 a.m. on Black Friday. Target will open its stores 6 p.m. Thanksgiving night. Now, Walmart has not announced its hours as of yet, but they opened at 6 p.m. last year on Thanksgiving. We'll see if they follow suit. John?
Well, here across Central Virginia, a gray, kind of dreary day for us here with temperatures, as you can see, stuck in the mid to upper 50s, basically from the Tri-Cities northward. Notice it's warmer down to the southeast of us and warmer to our southwest. 63 degrees in Farmville. Even Charlottesville's checking in at 61. It is because of the fact we still have the cloud kind of lingering over. Steady rains all gone to the north. It's up in Pennsylvania, New York, up in the New England states. Here are the clouds working their way through. Now, real low clouds right here, and they get hard to pick up late in the afternoon, but already some sunshine returning to our southwest. And that clearing is going to head our way later tonight. All the moisture around it will produce some fog. Meanwhile, down to the southeast of us, there is Tropical Storm Kate. Right there, skedaddling quickly off to the northeast at 30 miles an hour. It's going to bring some high surf to Bermuda, but that's going to be about the only effect other than really stirring things up there out in the open Atlantic. All right, back off to the west. The next thing we're watching, storm system out here. It's going to zip right like this in the next 36 hours. It will bring us a few showers, I think, on Thursday. Tonight, blizzard conditions in the northern Rockies. Tomorrow, severe weather in the nation's midsection. For us here, we're headed down into the mid to upper 40s tonight across the area, somewhere between about 47 and maybe 49 degrees. So we'll start you off with clouds over us, then they'll break, and we'll see fog developing. 51 degrees at midnight, overnight low of 49. Back to sunshine tomorrow, a few clouds in the afternoon. We jump up to 61 degrees at noon, a comfortable afternoon high temperature, checking in right around the 64-degree mark. So a pretty good-looking day headed our way. Again, a little fog early tomorrow morning to deal with over us. That's going to skedaddle out of the way. Mostly sunny day for your Wednesday afternoon. And then tomorrow night, southwesterly winds and the arrival of a little bit of cloudiness will keep us right around 50 degrees. Wake up on Thursday, mixture of sunshine and cloudiness. Here are some showers to the west. A slight chance of showers passing by as we head through noon and into the afternoon hours. But all in all, Thursday looks like a pretty good day for us here with temperatures up to around 69 degrees. Friday's fine. A little bit of a chill on Saturday, and then on Sunday also back to 60, and then mild weather next week. We'll be back right after this.
Talk about a big oops. The 2016 Washington Nationals calendar is out, and right there on the cover is a gorgeous photo of opening day at Fenway Park in Boston. It turns out the Nats didn't have anything to do with putting the calendar together. MLB says it's working to fix the problem, including a recall of all the calendars.
The biggest trend and controversy in men's fashion this year has been the man bun. And now, guys, you don't have to wait to grow out your hair to get one. There is a clip-in man bun. Groupon's offering the clip-in man bun for $9.99. What a bargain, in shades of black, brown, or blonde, according to the ad. Quote, this attachable man bun lets you blend in with your surroundings when you smell the fair trade coffee or hear a banjo, end quote. Again, man bun for you. Less than $10, guys.
I think I would pay money to see you with a man bun clipped in.
You're going to have to pay me more than $9.99 or I'm not in profit. All right, so you thumbs up or thumbs down on the man bun?
I think it just depends on the guy.
Top out?
I do not think my husband could pull it off.
But some dudes can.
Some can.
Like mountain climbers and stuff?
Sure.
All right.
Or those with the banjo, as the ad said.
Fair trade coffee.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. I'm guessing you haven't had your fill of prizes and games today. If you enter Highland Springs at rewards.wric.com, boom, it's our keyword. We'll give you 2,500 points to play games or win prizes with.
And here's tonight's primetime lineup, starting with the Muppets at 8, then fresh off the boat, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Wicked City, and then remember to keep it here for all the day's headlines on 8 News at 11. And a brand new half hour of 8 News is just minutes away.
Here's a look at some of the big stories coming up. A high schooler goes beyond the call of duty to make sure local veterans are honored.
And Russia is facing serious accusations after coming out on top in the last Olympics. Join us for these stories and much more ahead on 8 News at 5:30. We'll be right back.